started?
The thesis.
The thesis, and the thesis is colored green. Why?
It means go here.
Okay, go here, and it's focusing us. This is going to be our focus, right? What we're going to talk about. And then there's 3 other parts underneath it that are colored. 2 of the same colors and 1 a different color. Why?
The first, second, and third. There are pieces of our thesis. 1 proof paragraph.
Hold on.
2 proof paragraph.
Okay. So
Point.
each
First
point,
2 second point.
and each point goes with
Each proof paragraph.
each proof paragraph. So it's a structure that we're using to help us organize our writing.
And I gotta write a piece because I added it to that.
Okay, well you know that piece, so you'll do that in a minute. But I'd like you to sit so that you don't fall on us. All right.
Sitting that
So
way.
here we go. The piece that we didn't even touch, right? We focused on our thesis, and we wrote our focus points, and wrote our focus paragraphs to go with it. But we haven't written an introduction. Well, now we're ready to write an introduction, okay? We're ready to write an introduction. And there are a bunch of different ways to write an introduction, right? To write that hook or that lead that gets your reader interested, okay? And these are called informational and opinion hooks. You also hear them be called informational and opinion leads. Okay, they lead off your informational piece of writing. All right, and there's a bunch of different ways to start. You can start with a quotation. You could start with a riddle. You could start by using a setting. You could start with an alliterative phrase, alliteration, an exclamation, noises like onomatopoeias that we've talked about before. You can start with a question, an idiom, right? An anecdote, which is more of a narrative, a definition, or an exaggeration. Okay, so we're going to go over each one of these. So why don't you take one of these and we'll go over them together.
3rd grade, our introductions, and 2nd grade, and 3rd grade, our introductions had to be questions.
So in 4th grade, we branch out and we move beyond question. Question is a great way to start, right? But it's not the only way to start an introduction. In fact, if you were to look at any of my nonfiction books, you'll see that they all start different ways. And there's probably ways in there that they start that I haven't listed, all right? But these are ways that we learn how to start. So let's start with the one that you're comfortable with, which is question, right? So if you start with a question, what? You don't like crunchy caterpillars on your pizza? From that question, we know, I know, we'll wait until we get to opinion writing in a week, right? From that question, we know that this is going to be about what? What do you think that this introduction is going to be about?
Caterpillars on your pizza.
Well, not just caterpillars on your pizza, but what?
Caterpillars.
What? Bugs, what? Bugs on your pizza or bugs in your food, which makes everybody rise, right? So you're used to starting off the question, right? So feel free when you go back, when I send you off to go write these, start with something that you're familiar with.
Yeah,
But
then
then,
answer the question after it wrote the question.
well, you are answering the question.
Well, like I want to do something different.
So, start with what you're comfortable with, and then try 3 other ways, and see which one you like best.
I want to start with a narrative.
Okay, so let's talk about narrative then, because that's what you'd like to start with, right? And then I want the 2 of you to think about which way you might want to start, based on what we do. Or if you don't know, we can go over a couple other ones. So narrative. So a narrative is an anecdote. So here's an example. I was living in Arkansas the first time I met prejudice face to face. Okay, and it's telling a personal narrative, something personal from their life when they put it in there. Or, slowly our car pulled up to the big house. The lights were out, but I knew that it was home. Again, it's a personal narrative. It's coming from them. It's something that they can talk about because they've experienced it.
I didn't go to Australia.
You didn't go to Australia, so could you do a narrative?
I mean, kind of. It could be like some type of thing about some person, random person. I don't know.
Okay.
Or the pieces of information that actually would probably happen in Australia.
Okay. So you could imagine the environment, right? Imagine what would happen there. But you'd have to have enough information in your head, right? To be able to write that. Do you think you have enough information in your head to be able to write a narrative? Okay. So you